Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, the US President Barack Obama has urged Cuba to improve its record on democracy and human rights as he met the country's leader, Raul Castro, in Havana. The historic trip would have been unthinkable just a few years ago, as our Washington correspondent Kylie Morris reports.
The marching was a bit Cold War, but the welcome was warm indeed. The American president met his Cuban counterpart on the second day of his historic visit to Cuba, a visit that aims to seal the two neighbours' efforts to normalise relations and break loose from the history that's bound them both.
Down from the mountains, the conqueror comes.
It's nearly 60 years since Raul Castro's brother Fidel rolled into Havana, ousting the Batista government and seeking to free his country from American influence. US plans to remove him failed spectacularly at the Bay of Pigs, before the two countries' mutual enmity brought the world to the brink of nuclear war in the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962. Decades of embargo and exile followed until the end of 2014, when a deal was finally struck and the US Embassy reopened.
Time to unfurl our flags, raise them up.
Yesterday, Barack Obama and his family stepped onto the slick, wet tarmac, delivering a moment few Cubans imagined they would ever see. Watching at home in Havana, Graciela Bruzon seems overwhelmed. She describes it as emotional, moving, to see something she never expected would happen.
Se me salen las lágrimas casi. Estoy emocionada, sinceramente.
We'll see what happens now. If there's respect and a real desire for good relations, then this is all welcome.
Many Cubans will only welcome improved relations if they come with real democratic reform. More than 50 protesters were arrested on Sunday as they peacefully gathered to criticise what they regard as the regime's repressive policies. Some of those detained were due to meet President Obama on Tuesday. The tension over human rights spilled into the press conference after the two presidents met this afternoon. President Obama warning their new relationship would suffer without progress on human rights.
To actually make progress, that I think will allow us to see the full flowering of a relationship that is possible. In the absence of that, I think it will continue to be a very powerful irritant.
President Castro reacted theatrically, promising to release any political prisoners anyone might care to name.
And if we have those political prisoners, they will really be released before tonight ends.
There's still much at play here. President Obama looking toward his legacy, but Congress has yet to lift the trade embargo, and who knows how the next president will feel about Havana. Cuba's forecast uncertain yet.
Kylie Morris reporting.
I've been getting away with